is David Allan Coe, whom we'll have an interview with here shortly from KBLT, the mysterious rhinestone cowboy, and probably not his most famous song, but one of my favorites. It's called A Sad Country Song.
There was a converted hearse parked on a street outside the Ryman Auditorium, and inside that hearse, a man Nashville had never asked for, and didn't particularly want, was waiting for his chance. He'd been waiting his whole life. What happened next would help crack open country music in ways that are still being felt today. But getting there cost him almost everything. And the story most people think they know barely scratches the surface. To understand David Allan Coe, you have to go back before Nashville. You have to go back to Akron, Ohio, 1939. A childhood that moved fast from hard to harder, reform schools, juvenile detention, and by his own account, long stretches behind walls that most people only ever see in movies. Coe would later claim he spent time on death row at the Ohio State Penitentiary. That claim has been disputed by researchers who found no corroborating record. But here's the thing. Whether the details hold up under scrutiny or not, what isn't disputed is this. David Allan Coe spent significant years of his youth and early adulthood institutionalized. That wasn't a character he built for a record label. That was the life he came from. And when he got out, he pointed himself toward Nashville. This was the late 1960s. Country music lived inside a very specific kind of house. The Nashville sound had smoothed the edges off everything. Lush strings, polished production, artists who looked and sounded like the industry had carefully assembled them. There was a formula, and the formula worked. And nobody at the top was especially interested in a long-haired man with skull rings and a prison-hardened stare showing up and asking for a seat at the table. So Coe made his own seat. He parked that converted hearse near the Ryman Auditorium and set up what amounted to a rolling home base. He played anywhere someone would let him play. He worked the underground, the fringes, the places where Nashville's gatekeepers weren't watching. And he wrote. And here's the thing about what he was writing. It was good. Genuinely, undeniably good. In 1973, a 19-year-old Tanya recorded a song called Would You Lay With Me? In a Field of Stone. Coe wrote it. The record hit #1. Nashville suddenly had to pay attention to the man they'd been pretending wasn't there. Then came Take This Job and Shove It. Written by Coe, recorded by Johnny Paycheck in 1977. It became a blue-collar anthem, one of those songs that felt less like a record and more like something people had been waiting their whole working lives to hear someone say out loud. That record went to #1 too. And if you need a third example of what David Allan Coe was capable of when he sat down with a pen and a purpose, find his recording of You Never Even Called Me By My Name. Written by Steve Goodman and John Prine, it was already a sharp, clever piece of songwriting. But Coe famously pointed out that it was missing something to be a truly perfect country song. So he added a verse that name-checked mama, trains, trucks, prison, and getting drunk. When he was done, he called it the perfect country and western song. He wasn't entirely wrong. By 1974, Columbia Records had signed him. His albums through the mid-70s, Once Upon a Rhyme, Long-Haired Redneck, Mysterious Rhinestone Cowboy, built a catalog that showed two sides of the same artist. On one hand, a songwriter of real emotional precision. On the other, a performer who understood that persona was part of the performance. The skull rings, the elaborate stage outfits, the motorcycle, the mythology. But what made Coe genuinely interesting, what separated him from mere image, was that he was doing this at the exact same moment Waylon Jennings was fighting for creative control and Willie Nelson was building his own outlaw republic down in Austin. The movement had a spirit, and Coe was in it. Not always at the front of the photograph, but always in the room. The truth is, David Allan Coe's relationship with Nashville was never easy, before fame or after it. He remained a complicated figure throughout his career. Some of what he recorded in later years created genuine controversy and damaged his standing in ways that are fair to acknowledge. The full story of the man is not a simple one, but what he contributed at the precise moment country music needed someone willing to kick the door open, that part belongs to the history. Because when the door to that converted hearse swung open in the late 1960s, and a man nobody had sent for stepped out onto the street outside the Ryman Auditorium, something shifted. Slowly, quietly, and then all at once. That's the thing about the Outlaws. They didn't ask permission, they just showed up, and they played. And country music, whether it wanted to admit it or not, was never quite the same.
I'm staying here with some friends, and they got lots of room. You can sell your paintings on the sidewalk. A cafe where I hope to be working soon. Please come to Boston. She said no, David, you come home to me.